What's going on, guys? This is Talking Sports with Adam and Alec, and we are back after almost a 2-year drought of no videos.
Feels good to be back, doesn't it?
It's different. Feels different doing it this way than side by side.
Yeah, it is. It is. But hey, we're making it happen. So
Oh, yeah. And we're not dropping the ball this time. We're going to keep doing videos.
that's right.
No more droughts.
That's right.
Lots happened in the, year and a half, 2 years?
Oh man, a lot has happened.
COVID wiped out all 2020, basically. Alabama went on to win another national championship. Baylor won the NCAA basketball Final Four.
Yeah.
The Dodgers won the World Series. The Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA Finals. It's a lot of crazy things.
We've missed out on a lot of sports.
A lot of sports.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So this is episode 12, I think we were saying.
Episode 12, yep.
Give a quick rundown of what this episode's going to be about. Is the first segment, we're going to talk about the World Series between the Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros. Then we're going to go over to the NFL. We're going to talk a little bit about the season so far, and then talk about 5 games that Adam picked out. We're going to give our predictions on the money line. And then we're going to go to NCAA or college football, and we're going to talk about 5 games I picked out and do the same thing with the point spread. And then we'll wrap it up with NBA and talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder for a little bit, even though there's not much to talk about right now.
Not much.
So last night, game 1, first time ever that the World Series has been started with a home run.
In game 1, that was insane.
The literally the first batter of the series.
The Braves came to play last night for sure. Taking it 6-2. I mean,
yeah.
In Houston also. They're on the road. They haven't been in the World Series in forever, and they just make that statement in game 1. Like that's huge for the series.
Yeah, it's really big for them, especially with all the injuries they've had to deal with Acuna out, the last couple of their pitching members. That's probably the best way to start with that first inning home run, and they just kept their foot on the pedal the whole game. Charlie Morton, dude.
Man. What a man.
Is a dude. Y'all don't know he took a liner off his plant leg or his drive leg? I didn't see what leg it was.
I'm not sure. I think it was his plant leg.
I think so. So he took a liner off it, and it ended up being a fractured fibula. And he ended up pitching.
Yeah, he kept pitching. He pitched for like an inning and a half after that.
His last pitch was a 96-mile-per-hour fastball on a fractured fibula.
That's insane. All the power to him right there.
He is something. So currently they're in game 2. I believe the score is 4-1 Houston. If I can look that up real quick. 5-1 now.
You knew Houston wasn't going to let him take both.
Yeah.
As honestly, much as I would like, but
honestly, though, the road team, all you're trying to do is take one of the first 2.
For sure. For sure. But game 1, Braves dominated.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Defensively, offensively, the bats were rolling. Their pitching was great. Even with Morton, the injury, their relievers came in, and, Astros only got 2 runs. So pretty dominant.
And it's nice seeing Freddie Freeman make it to the World Series because he's spent his entire career with Atlanta.
For sure.
It's definitely nice seeing him make it to the World Series.
I'm hoping the Braves pull it out.
Yeah, that's nice.
I can't stand Houston.
Can't stand them.
So what's your prediction for the series?
I was going to say Braves in 5 going in tonight, but looking at this, Braves in 6 probably.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully.
I would think Braves in 6 as well.
I don't think this is a series that could go 7 just because I think Atlanta is the better team. I feel like top to bottom. But Houston's also one of those teams, if they get hot. They proved it last year against Boston.
Yeah.
Because it looked like game 4 or 5, I think. It looked like Boston was going to take control of the series, go up 3-1, and end it. But instead, Houston goes 2-2, and yeah, the rest is history there. So yeah, Houston's just a team that all it takes is a flick of a switch. So
Oh yeah. When they get hot, you can't stop them.
Jordan Alvarez is a dude.
Yeah.
Torch the side.
Good grief. Think of the Braves if they had Acuna. That's just insane how they've gotten this far without him,
Yes.
It shows their depth and how good of a team they really are.
Yep. Yeah. Acuna is clearly the star guy for them. He's the poster board. And not to do this without him that's impressive.
Yeah, that's insane.
Hopefully they can pull it out. It'd be nice to see Atlanta get one.
Would be. You know the last time they won the World Series?
90s?
80s or 90s? No matter what, it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
They need one.
Yep. It has been a cool minute. All right, so are we good on MLB? Do you want to move to the next subject, or you got
yeah. I'm good there. Let's move on to NFL here.
All right, this is your category because you're the NFL guy.
Yeah. So the NFL's back. We're here in week 8 now. It's been a good, strong start off to 7 games, I guess, in the season here. So here's some 5 games that I picked out for this week. Games that I'm looking forward to, and I think are the top games throughout the league this week. The biggest one is tomorrow night, Packers versus Cardinals. Now, I know what you're thinking. Will Devontae Adams play? He's probably not going to play. If you don't know, Devontae Adams tested positive for COVID. I think it was on Monday. So he's probably not going to play. So that could really affect that game. But I think the Packers are a really good team. And obviously the Cardinals are too. Packers are 6-1. Cardinals are 7-0. So I think that's going to be a really exciting one on Thursday night, starting off football weekend, right? That's going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to that game. The next game here I got is Steelers and Browns. For those of you that remember the playoff game last year and wild card between Steelers and Browns, and the Browns obviously upset them last year on their home field. So that should be a fun one. I don't think Baker Mayfield's back. He's been struggling. He's got injuries, bunch of injuries with the Browns. So it'll be interesting to see if they can hang up with the Steelers. We got Titans and Colts. That should be that's a divisional clash there. That'll be played in Indianapolis. We got Bucks and Saints. It's always fun. Even though I can't stand Tom Brady, it's always fun to watch that team play, so I expect that to be a good game. And then my Cowboys are back after a bye week. We play in Minnesota against the Vikings on Sunday Night Football this week. So those are the top 5 games that I got here. We can run down through each and give a score prediction if you're good with that.
We can do that. With Green Bay, I saw a note that Alan Lazard is also out due to COVID.
Oh, really? Yes. I didn't know that.
I think I seen that one this morning.
Okay.
So that's definitely because he's not vaccinated either. Adam,
that's a big loss.
This needs 2 tests saying he doesn't have COVID within 24 hours.
Right.
Because he's been vaccinated. So Adam's doubtful, but Lazard's definitely out.
That's a big hit to their offense if those 2 can't play.
Yeah. So that game is Arizona 6.5 favorite.
The game's in Arizona too, so that helps.
The desert.
The Cardinals for sure.
On that game, I'm taking Arizona to cover 6.5.
All right. So what's your score?
What's your score?
Man, I don't know if with Adams out, I don't know how the Packers are going to keep up. because the Cardinals, their offense has been going off lately the last couple weeks. I'm gonna say 24-17 Cardinals.
I was gonna say 24-13 Cardinals. Both of us have them covered. So, I mean,
That should be a great game tomorrow night, though.
it should be. What was the next one you said?
Steelers and Browns.
Steelers and Browns. So Baker being out, or most likely being out. Cleveland is currently a 3.5-point favorite. I think Pittsburgh actually wins this game because of the uncertainty at quarterback.
Yeah. I think Case Keenum's their quarterback for the Browns or something like that. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he can get the win against the Steelers. The Steelers have been playing better lately.
Yeah.
After a rough start. I'm gonna take the Steelers. At least by 7, maybe by 10.
I feel like both defenses are good. So I think it might be a one possession game just because of Cleveland's defense and that front line. Probably go 14-10 Pittsburgh.
14-10. Oh, defensive battle there.
Now their offense seems to be impressive right now. So
I'm gonna go 21-14 Steelers. Player to watch in that game, Najee Harris.
yeah, if he can have a big game, Pittsburgh easily.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next up, Titans Colts.
Yeah, we can do that one.
Big divisional game.
Is 1 point. Sorry, Indianapolis is 1 point favorite.
Indianapolis 1 point favorite.
Yes. Like you mentioned earlier, probably because it's in Indianapolis.
Yeah. I don't think the Colts are going to be able to stop that man, Derrick Henry, though.
And he always does this.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely taking Tennessee to win this one.
I'm going to take Tennessee as well.
What's your score on this?
I'm going to say 28-14 Titans.
I got 24-17 Titans. And we'll leave your Cowboys for last. We'll do Buccaneers and Saints.
Bucks and Saints.
And Tampa is currently a 5.5 favorite.
5.5 favorite. All right. Games in New Orleans.
Yeah, games in New Orleans.
Did you watch the Monday Night Football game the other night?
I watched part of it. Yeah, I saw the end.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah,
there was not much offense.
Yeah.
It was just a straight defensive battle against two teams that didn't look that good, honestly. I think the Bucks win this one big.
Easily. By at least three scores, I would say at least.
You're taking them 3 scores. Wow. I do think the Saints have a really good defense, though. I don't think it's enough for them to win the game. I think the Bucks are too overpowered. The Bucks will take it.
Real good. Your score prediction on that one?
35-21 Bucks.
I'd probably say 28-10 Bucks. And then what's up?
It'll be interesting to see if the Saints defense will show up for that game, though. That'll be my what to look out for in that game.
Yeah.
For the Saints to stay in the game, they got to play great defense.
Right. Keep the Tampa Bay offense off the field as much as possible.
Yep. Here we go. Cowboys Vikings.
Cowboys are a 1.5 favorite. This is up in Minnesota, isn't it?
It is in Minnesota. There are questions about Dak with his calf strain from the game against the Pats. He strained it on like that last play on that throw to CD. He was in a walking boot after the game. He's been getting treatment, and obviously they had a whole extra week of bye week to rest and prepare for this week's game. So I don't have any worry. I think Dak will play. I think they were just being over precautious. It's your franchise quarterback. You don't want a little strain to turn into a tear and become worse, So I think they're just being overcautious. I saw the practice report today. He was limited in practice. He was out of a couple drills to do some rehab on the calf and stuff like that. But I'm not worried about it. I think Dak will play, which will play a huge part in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, Dallas's offense has looked really solid this year. Kind of a refreshing offense for you Dallas fans.
Yes, it's what we've been waiting for.
Had the pieces, they just didn't all fall into line at the same time.
That's right.
Teams go off, and you've seen Dak go off, but often the other wouldn't go off.
Right.
With Dak's injury, kind of derailed him. So I think Dallas's offense puts up enough points for this to be an easy Dallas win. Their defense is kind of sus. Diggs, though, is pretty good.
Trayvon Diggs, 7 picks. What a man.
I'll definitely take Dallas by that 1.5. Probably 28-24.
28-24. Oh, you're thinking a close game. All right. I'm going to say Cowboys 35-28. For the Cowboys to win, Zeke and Pollard, the ground game's got to be great. With Dak's going to have his. Dak's probably going to have a 300-yard game. But I think Zeke and Pollard got to get some big-time yards, get in the end zone one to two times to relieve Dak if that calf is really bothering him. I don't think it'll be an issue, but I expect the Cowboys to win this game, 35-28.
Anything else you want to add on the NFL? We touched on the 5 games.
Last thing I wanted to mention was we got the trade deadline coming up here in a couple weeks. Obviously, the big one is Deshaun Watson. Where will he land? Will he land anywhere? There's been talks this week of him going to or Miami asking for a trade. But I think there's been some problems with them trying to figure out the legal trouble, obviously, and Miami might not want to deal with that. So it'll be interesting to see what trades happen at the deadline, and if Deshaun Watson will get traded. What's your take on that?
Yeah, piggyback off you there. Deshaun Watson's obviously a top-tier quarterback in the NFL. Proven that in his – I don't know how long he's been there, but he's been there for a little bit. It'd be risky for Miami to trade for him because you don't know what's going to happen legally.
Yeah.
They do have Tua at the moment. I wouldn't say he's your franchise guy. I mean, it's only his second year.
Right.
But it'd be risky for Miami.
Yeah.
And you'd have to give up quite a bit of assets to get him because Houston's not just going to give him up to give him up.
Oh, no. He's a great player. Just the off-field issues have come to bite him in the butt.
Yeah, they've given up other players for not great stuff like DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they've made questionable decisions in the past, but I think they're going to get what Deshaun Watson is worth in this trade if they do trade.
And the other interesting thing with that, Deshaun Watson has the no trade clause. So if he doesn't want to go to the Dolphins, he can say, no, you're not trading me there. And then they can't do it, So that's kind of interesting to see how that will play out. I'm sure he just wants to play football. I mean, if it was him, I just want to play football. So
this situation has been so weird too, because it's like it came out of nowhere and then it kind of like they stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
He wasn't starting. So it's definitely been a weird situation for Deshaun.
It has been a really weird situation for sure.
So hopefully it gets resolved. Whether he's in the league playing or he's not, get it resolved and we'll go from there, I guess.
Yep.
All right. Next is college football. And it's been a year.
It has. It's been really exciting.
The year. And something else that happened during COVID is there's no longer a Big 12 of Oklahoma and Texas in 2023 or 2024.
Or sooner. We'll see.
There is
It
a
could
Big
happen soon.
12 with Cincinnati, BYU, UCF, and Houston now.
Yep, they're coming.
That's totally forgot about that until we just brought this up.
I know, yeah.
We didn't even talk about that before this. So with that, OU and Texas are departing for the SEC. They're going to be a 16-team conference. Likely going to go 4-pod system.
That's been the talks. It'll be interesting to see how they all fit that together, but that would be what would make the most sense. Do like divisions.
I think the best option would be Texas, A&M, OU, and Arkansas in 1 pod.
Yeah.
Because Texas and Texas A&M hate each other.
Yeah. And then OU and Texas hate each other.
Exactly. OU and A&M have the rivalry.
Yep.
Back in the Big 12 days. Arkansas showed Texas who's boss this year.
Yep.
That would be an interesting pod, to say the least. But honestly, in that new SEC, I see OU being in the top 4 or 5 probably year in year.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't think they're going to be better than Bama or Georgia off the bat.
No.
Those 2 teams are phenomenal.
Yes. On a different level.
Yes. And then Texas, me and a buddy at work were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Honestly, they'd be in the bottom half of the SEC. Honestly, like out of 6 teams, they're probably closer to 10.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to last.
They can't even last in the Big 12.
No. And I'm honest, I'm worried about OU with with our defense.
With the defense, yeah. I think you're going to have a couple of years of, oh crap, this is a lot different than Big 12 defense. Because you're going to go up, depending on how the schedule works, you're going to go up against Bama in the regular season. You're going to go up against Georgia possibly in the regular season. And Ole Miss, who's proven they can put up points.
Yep.
Tennessee looks like they're trying to turn it around. A&M has been pretty solid. So I feel like OU will struggle in the first couple of years. But if Lincoln Riley does the right stuff, they should be okay in the SEC.
I think it'll be good for recruiting, and obviously for recruiting, they're gonna make a lot more money. That's why they're doing it. They want all the money, but it'll help playing better competition week in and week out. I think that's gonna help OU in the long run to get to that goal of competing for national championships, not just losing in the first round of the playoffs. Playing that competition week in and week out is gonna help, I think, tremendously.
With that, though, comes a lot, I guess, a shorter fuse on Lincoln Riley from the fans, so to say. Because they're already frustrated with y'all this year.
Yeah, well, OU fans are crazy. Let's be real.
100%. But, I mean, if they don't get success within the first 4 years, they're going to want to change, obviously.
Yeah, yep.
I don't know.
Let's talk about just the craziness of college football.
Dude,
The first half of the season.
you had a 9 overtime game. 9 overtimes.
That was insane.
Of the normal overtime where you can start at the 25 to go to 2-point conversions because, it's going to be quicker. Yeah, no, 9 overtimes. Dude, what are we doing?
That game was insane. I mean, and you look at it right now, Alabama has a loss. Alabama's not number 1 in the country. Who would have thought that?
Cincinnati's number 2 or 3.
Cincinnati's number 2.
Cincinnati, Big 12.
I mean, that's insane. Nobody would have guessed that coming into the season.
Iowa State, barely ranked.
Yeah.
Baylor's ranked again.
Oregon, that early on, Oregon beat Ohio State, and they're like, oh, Oregon's the real deal. And then Oregon lost.
Michigan State's undefeated.
Yep, they are. Yep.
Got 2-3 losses.
Penn State has 2 losses. The 9 overtime was one of them.
Yeah. Iowa looked really good and then dropped this last weekend, I think.
Yeah, they lost too. Yep.
This year's been something. Georgia's been the clear favorite to win it all this year.
Georgia's just dominating.
And yeah, I'd be really surprised if Georgia didn't win it all this year.
Georgia-Bama will be a great game, though.
In the regular season, or they just SEC championship?
It'll probably – I think it's just SEC championship.
That would be a good game.
That'll be insane.
That would be something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to run through those 5 games?
Yeah, so Adam, you picked the NFL 5 games. I picked the college 5 games. The first one is Michigan at Michigan State. Is that Michigan State?
Yeah, Michigan State.
Michigan is a 4-point favorite. And honestly, this is kind of one of those games where I don't know enough about Michigan State to say that Michigan State should win. But it's a rivalry game.
Rivalry.
Undefeated. And anything can happen in rivalry games.
Oh, yeah. We've seen it before. How many years? Was it 2015 when Michigan State won on the punt block, returned for touchdown? I mean, we've seen some crazy games in this rivalry.
Yes.
And I expect another one on Saturday.
Honestly, I want to go with Michigan State to win just because they're the underdog, but I know more about Michigan than I knew about Michigan State.
Yeah.
I think Michigan should win. I'll take the 4-point favorite for Michigan, but I think it's going to come down to probably a turnover.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Turnovers are huge in rivalry games. It's the difference in winning and losing.
Don't really know what I think the final score will be. Just because college football, I feel like college football is way more unpredictable on the scores than NFL is.
It really is.
With NFL, you've gotten 24-21, 24-17. Like, those are consistently the scores week in, week out. College football, you could have a 56-14 game.
Right.
10-7.
Yeah.
So on college, I'll just take Michigan, the 4-point spread. What you got in this one?
You know, I'm thinking, it seems like every year that John Harbaugh's been at Michigan, they always have a bad loss or multiple bad losses, and it just ruins their season. Their fans go crazy. On to next year, and They haven't had that yet. So is Michigan the real deal? I think we'll find out Saturday. And I think Michigan is the real deal. I'm going to take Michigan in a shootout. I think it's going to be an absolute battle.
Big Ten don't play shootouts.
I think it's going to be a battle. I think a lot of points are going to be put up. I'm going to take Michigan 35-31 Michigan.
So they cover the 4.
Yes.
I'll go 28-21 Michigan.
I think that's going to be an incredible game, though. That'll be one of the top games of the weekend for sure, I think.
Next up is Ole Miss and Auburn. Couple SEC middle tier teams. Bo Nix for Auburn. Is it Matt Corral for Ole Miss?
Yep, Matt Corral for Ole Miss.
Couple decent to good quarterbacks. Lane Kiffin's got Ole Miss doing something.
Yeah.
The line is currently Auburn, a 3-point favorite because it's at Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going with the upset. Ole Miss gets the win. I just really like this Ole Miss team.
I think how can you not like them? I mean, they're winning games.
Yep.
I mean, they beat Arkansas. That game was crazy. When Arkansas went for 2.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. I don't either.
Play for OT. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, but I think Corral's playing some really good ball at quarterback. I think he'll take care of it enough. Ole Miss.
What's
your
score?
I'm trying to think. 35-31.
35-31.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
I've always liked Bo Nix ever since he came in and started as a freshman. I thought he's been an incredible player. I'm taking Auburn at home. That atmosphere is insane. I don't know if Ole Miss can hang with them. I think it'll be a tight game. I'm gonna go 28-21 Auburn.
Next up on the list is could have been a very highly anticipated game at the beginning of the year, but due to the 9 overtime performance last week,
Yeah.
no longer a big entertaining game. Still a top 25 matchup though. Penn State against Ohio State.
What did Penn State drop to in the rankings again?
22, I believe.
22.
They're low.
Yeah.
Still ranked, but they're very low. And then Ohio State is an 18.5 point favorite.
I think that is way too high.
I don't think they're covering that. I think Ohio State, but not by 18.5.
No.
Definitely taking the under on that one.
Is the game in Columbus or?
I can look it up real quick. I think it is in Columbus.
Because that plays a big factor in that game.
It does.
We've also seen some intense, crazy games between Ohio State and Penn State over the years. Most memorable one I can think of is when Penn State blocked the field goal and then took it back to the house and ended up winning that game. There's just so many crazy moments from this rivalry. I guess you can call it's a rivalry, wouldn't you say?
It's a rivalry. Past probably 5-6 years, they've been really competitive with each other. I don't know if you heard me, but it is in Columbus.
It is, okay.
So
That's a big part.
Which, I don't know, the shoe just doesn't give me the same feelings I've had about it the past couple of years because they got beat by Oregon.
Yeah.
At the Horseshoe.
Yep, they did.
And I don't know. I think Penn State plays better because it's Ohio State. I think it's closer. But I think Ohio State wins 28-17.
All right, 28-17. This is a tough game to pick a score for, I feel like. Penn State is really frustrated right now. You lose a 9 overtime game. I mean, that's just heartbreaking, So they're going to be fired up for this game. They're on the road. They're going to have energy. They've got to have energy. And they're going to come ready to play. But I don't think it'll be enough. I think Ohio State wins. I'll take Ohio State. Let's go 24-17, Ohio State.
Sound like Lee Corso over here. But all right, so that leaves the 2 Big 12 games. We'll touch on OU versus Texas Tech first. A lot of lines coming out of Lubbock. But first, it is a 19.5 point favorite. OU is 19.5 point favorite. Tech just fired Wells. I believe they're 5-3?
Yeah, something like 5-3.
From bowl eligibility. So it's kind of a weird time to fire him.
It is very weird in the middle of the season that you would fire your head coach.
Which the interim is Sonny. Crap, what is his name? I just blanked on him. I just blanked the interim coach. That's gonna bother me now.
I don't remember either.
Such great talking sports host here. Anyway, interim head coach loves to pass the ball. I think that sets up kind of bad for OU's defense.
Yes.
With that secondary. I think if Tech doesn't pass 60 times a game, they got the wrong game plan.
Yeah. I agree.
This is a very beatable OU team.
Yes.
Not trying to talk crap just because you're an OU fan, but based on the past 8 games, this is a very beatable OU team that probably should have 2 or 3 losses up to this point.
I agree.
The main one coming to Texas in the Red River.
Yes. That was a crazy game.
And take a step further, last week, if Caleb Williams doesn't take the ball from Kennedy Brooks, they might end up losing that game.
We probably do end up losing that if he doesn't do that.
That-
Caleb Williams has saved our season so far.
That was such a weird play watching it.
It was.
I'm like, what happened? Like,
Such a high IQ play. I've
Yeah.
never seen that before, but it was brilliant and it saved the game.
it's one of those you don't expect to happen, and when it happens, you're like, did that just happen? Yeah. Definitely a frustrating season for OU fans.
Yes.
Oklahoma. I get to hear about it every day. But y'all are 8-0. Undefeated is undefeated.
Yep, that's right.
Are y'all 7 or 8?
8 now.
8-0, right? Because this will be
First time since like 2004 or something like that we've been 8-0. So
y'all went on to lose to LSU. I think.
yeah.
So yeah, first time y'all are 8-0 in 18 seasons.
Yeah, something like that, which is insane.
It's a weird thing. Y'all haven't been 8-0 since 04 because y'all.
We always have that one loss to a bad team in the middle of the year.
So I want to say OU wins, but it also depends on the game plan Texas Tech has. I don't think they're good enough to beat you head to head.
Right.
But if a play goes this way or that way, they can probably keep it really close.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely aren't covering 18.5.
No.
I can see it being 35-28. It's really windy over here. I don't know. What's your score prediction on this one?
I don't know. It's been really frustrating watching OU this year. Obviously, Caleb Williams has been awesome to watch. Great player. He's the future of our team. And he's made some really great plays. The defense is still really bad. There have definitely been improvements year to year with Alex Grinch, but it's just like fundamental things of tackling. We have not been able to tackle well, and it's hurt us big time. OU's definitely the better team, 100%. That's without a doubt. OU's going to win the game. I do think it's going to be somewhat of a close game. OU is capable of winning this game by 30, but I don't see that happening.
Just like they should have blown out Kansas last week.
Exactly.
They did get better against TCU.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a very easy blueprint on how to beat OU that is out right now, and it's run the ball, take the time off the clock when you're on offense.
Yep.
And keep OU's offense off the field.
Yep.
Virginia did that. Nebraska did that. Texas didn't do that. They punched y'all in the mouth in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
With the first play touchdown and then a block punt. Kansas first drive was 7 minutes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, y'all played Kansas State already, right?
Yes. It was a close game.
The blueprint is literally just take time off the clock and keep OU's off.
It is.
If you can limit them to 7 possessions a game, the most they can score is 49.
Right.
They're not going to score every possession.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not Texas Tech's.
No.
They're gonna pass. They should pass the ball. Like I said, they should pass the ball 60 times.
They definitely should.
I mean, the OU secondary is definitely the weak spot in that defense. Y'all have a pretty good front seven. Just the back guys just aren't there.
No.
Still taking OU to win, though. I think I said 35-28. And what was your score?
I'll take OU 42-31 OU.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely closer than what you'd want.
Oh, yeah.
OU fan against this Texas Tech team who's coming in without basically a head coach.
There has only been one game this season that OU fans have been able to relax, and that was like the second game of the year. Some terrible East Carolina or something like
Yeah.
that. We won like 69-0.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it's definitely been a freshman year for y'all.
yeah. But hey, we haven't lost yet, so can't complain yet.
You get through Tech, you got 3 really tough games coming up
Yep.
at Baylor, home against Iowa State, and then at OSU.
Which 3 key games, obviously.
Yes.
So.
And 2 of those could be game day games.
Oh yeah, they could
Yeah.
for sure.
Depending on what Baylor does next 2 weeks against Texas and TCU, I think. And then at OSU, depending what OSU does the next 4 weeks. And then that leaves us with Baylor versus Texas. This is a game Baylor should win easily by 10, 13 points. But there's also a game Baylor might mess around and drop. Just kind of depends. I feel like ever since that loss to OSU, they've been playing at a higher level.
Yeah.
And it's been more comfortable as a Baylor fan.
Yeah.
Because the last couple of years, they've all been 1-possession games.
Right.
This year, it's kind of been like, we're up by 2 possessions. I feel okay.
Yeah.
Been a breath of fresh air as a Baylor fan.
Oh, for sure.
But this game is always that one game. Like, if we run the ball like we should, we'll win easily.
Yeah.
If we try to have the same game plan we had against OSU, we might drop this one. Which I think if we catch OSU again, we beat them. Just because that was our worst played game to date, and it should be a 1-possession game. We just allowed a late touchdown.
Right.
So even playing at our worst, we still kept them really, really close that whole game. I think Baylor wins this game by 10. I'd probably say 28-17, I guess by 11.
11. Okay.
28-17 Baylor.
For y'all to win, you got to stop Bijan Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is a stud. And OU didn't stop him that well, and that game was crazy. But so the key for y'all is defensively, obviously, you got to stop the best player, and that's Bijan. Game's in Austin, right?
Waco.
Oh, it's in Waco? Okay, I wrote that down wrong. So that's big for y'all. I can never pick Texas. So the Bears are winning this one. I'll take Baylor. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm thinking 1 possession, maybe even a field goal victory.
Let's not do that. I already haven't done that the past 4 years.
I'm going to take Baylor 24-21.
Oh, Lord. You think it's a walk-off field goal, or you think it's a touchdown in the 4th? What do you think is the deciding factor, like the last score in that game?
I think Baylor kicks a field goal with less than 5 minutes left to go up by 3, and then defense comes up clutch and wins you the game.
I got a take real quick. Abram Smith outperforms Bijan Robinson this week.
Wait, what'd you say?
Abram Smith will outperform Bijan Robinson.
Okay. Hot take.
I'm saying
All
that.
right. All right.
He does not get enough attention in the college football world, and he's having just as good of a year as Bijan Robinson.
How many yards?
Let me pull it up. I saw it earlier. I thought they were neck.
No. Hey, what's your prediction for his yards of the game?
Oh,
yeah.
Texas defense is soft. I'm going 155.
155. Okay. So that's your key to the game. 150 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
And then my key for y'all is obviously stop Bijan. If you contain him, you'll win.
So Bijan is averaging 6.3 yards per carry.
Wow.
And Abram Smith is averaging 7.4.
Wow.
And they both have 10 touchdowns. Abram Smith has got, I lost it, 40 less carries than Bijan Robinson.
Wow.
And he's
That's
only
insane.
by 150 yards.
Wow.
So, yeah, Avery Smith goes off for 150. Bijan probably go off for 110. But then Gary Bohannon goes 280.
All right. All right.
Gary has been another breath of fresh air. I remember talking about the whole quarterback thing coming back from the Big 12 championship game. Got it Zeno time. But Zeno's transferring out. Gary is the dude. And I feel really good about this Baylor team now.
Yeah. Y'all are solid for sure.
It's nice feeling comfortable again. So, yeah. Which I think we'll also get to is it Thompson? Their quarterback?
Yeah, Casey Thompson, yeah.
Maybe get to Thompson 4 times because we've been on a streak of 3 games in a row, I think, with 4+ sacks.
Oh, well, nice.
So, defense has been getting pressure on. Offense has been doing good. I feel okay. I probably won't feel okay during the game, but I'll feel okay. Do you have a Heisman favorite at this point? Because this is basically halfway, a little bit more than halfway.
Oh, man.
If you say Caleb Williams, we're fighting right now.
No, it's not. It's not. He's probably top 5 on the list, but I mean, you probably put Bijan up there, just raw talent wise. I can't think of like Matt Corral, Ole Miss up there. Normally there's I can't think of a receiver that just blown me away this year.
I mean, there's not a go-to guy that's making headlines every week.
There's really not.
I think the Heisman will get – I think November is going to play a really important part of the year on this guy's the dude.
Oh, yeah.
It might be a random guy or it might be a Bijan Robinson carrying Texas to a 4-win streak to the year. There's just not a dude right now.
November is the most important month of the year. You know, you're playing your last conference games to fight to get in the conference championship to win your conference. And that's when the playmakers show out, you know, and the players that have won the Heisman in the past have, I feel like, played their best in November. So it'll be interesting to see who takes the lead in that.
100%. Do you have anything else you want to add to the college football aspect?
I think that about wraps it up for me. It should be an exciting weekend. Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State. I mean, those are 2 big, I guess, blue bloods of college football, I guess you want to say. Rivalries. I think it's going to be a fun weekend of football.
Sure. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add on it. College football, except for Wake Forest is undefeated right now. Random team, and Clemson is terrible.
Oh, nothing. Yeah.
Terrible.
Hey, and Cincinnati. How about those Bearcats?
Yeah, Big 12 zone. They're playing them now. They got a Big 12 flag and everything.
Hey, I hope they make the playoffs. That'd be awesome for them.
Yeah, that would be weird to see, but it would be nice.
It would.
I mean, if any years it would happen, it would be this year.
Oh, yeah.
Going down.
It's been a crazy year.
Next segment, not really much going on, but NBA. The last time we talked about NBA was before the Lakers won the finals. So 2020.
Yes.
A lot has.
That was COVID. COVID happened, and then the NBA stopped, and then they came back, and then the bubble happened at Disney. Then the Lakers ended up winning. We've missed a whole lot.
And then Chris Paul goes to Phoenix.
Yep.
He's into the finals. Giannis does what Giannis does. He has a jump shot now, which is very dangerous.
He does. And Chris Middleton, oh my goodness, that team is stacked.
But
Drew Holiday. That was a fun finals for sure to watch.
I was really hoping Phoenix would win just because Chris Paul.
Phoenix started off with the 2-0 lead.
I think it was 2-0.
And then lost 4 in a row.
Yep.
The Bucks got hot and took it home.
And then the Brody, Russell Westbrook, ends up in a Laker uniform. You know, alongside Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard. You say those names back in 2012. That is
Oh my goodness.
best lineup, no doubt.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And this is 10 years later, and they're a little bit older, but they're still a very, very solid team. It's going to take a little bit for them to really mesh, I feel like. They
Just
should
the
be.
experience they have on that team will carry them in the playoffs, I feel like, and that's when it matters the most.
No, I'm not a Laker fan, but I would love to see Russell get one.
Yes, I want Russ to get one. We love Russ, obviously.
And honestly, I would love to see the Lakers and the Nets.
Oh yeah. And then yep. Speaking of Russ and the Lakers are actually playing the Thunder right now in Oklahoma City, and the Thunder are winning, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
103-100, 10 minutes left in the fourth.
Oh,
So there's
no.
a lot of game left to be played.
A baby.
But Russell Westbrook has 17 points for the Lakers. He's playing back at home, so you knew he was going to go off.
Triple double.
Yeah. Shay's dropped 26.
Jeez. Baisley with 18. Giddy is actually a pretty good player.
Giddy is a good player.
When we drafted him, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing.
Other options. My boy Davion Mitchell is still on the board.
Yeah.
I don't want him bad. But Giddy has been a real surprise to me.
He's a great player. He can shoot. I mean, he's making plays. He's got 18 tonight.
Yeah.
Against a really good Laker team. I mean,
we need to go 0-82 just to get. We're gonna be in a rebuild for the next 2 or 3 years.
Oh yeah. But will the Thunder get their first win tonight? What do you think?
I know.
No.
Yeah, I think LA runs away with it in the fourth.
Yeah, they probably will.
Much star power on the team.
Hey, it's good to see Russ back in Oklahoma City though. We love the Brody.
The fans.
Yes, for sure.
We're gonna statue here in the next 8 years.
Yeah. That's right. And your jersey will be retired
and hopefully
one day
on a 1-day contract with the Thunder.
That's right. He should to retire with us.
It's crazy how fast years go by.
Oh my goodness.
Like just yesterday, him, James, and KD were in the finals against Bron and the Heat. And now they're all gone away.
I remember that like yesterday. And now they're all in different places. It's crazy.
Yep. It is weird. Definitely should be a really good year. Got a couple of 4-0 teams. Golden State undefeated without Thompson. Dude, he cannot catch a break.
No, he can't. He's in one of the best shooters of all time.
Yeah. And both the Ball brothers, LaMelo and Lonzo, undefeated on their respective teams.
Yep.
Chicago is a team that might mess around and make a run.
They could. They really could.
I mean, with Zach LaVine, LaMelo, DeMar DeRozan, a couple other guys, that is a really good team. I don't think they beat the Bucks, but that's a really good team.
Right. Oh yeah. That's a really solid team, and I mean 4-0, great start for them. You know, Chicago fans are happy about that. It's been a while since they've seen good basketball.
I think the stat I saw today was the last time they started 4-0 was 95-96.
With Jordan. Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, if Thunder fans feel bad about being bad for a couple of years, just look at Chicago after Jordan left.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they had D Rose for a year or two, and then he goes down.
Yeah.
So it could always be worse. I'm not expecting much out of OKC this year.
No, that's what I was going to say. Let's talk a little bit about the Thunder. I think the most exciting thing is that we have 37 draft picks in the next 5 years or whatever. First and second rounders too. So.
They're just going to keep stockpiling too.
Oh yeah. As long as we draft well, I mean, the future is bright for OKC.
I think we draft pretty well for the most part.
We have. I mean, and we keep Shea, we keep Dort, now Giddey. Those 3 young guys, we build around them.
We need a big man.
Yes, we do. We have Derek Favors. We picked him up he's not gonna last
He
a
won't
whole
be.
lot longer though.
He'll be a trade piece.
Right, yeah.
He didn't have a good enough year to get a first round pick. Did you realize we had Kimball Walker for a little bit?
Yes.
I
And
forgot.
then yeah. A lot of Thunder fans were pretty excited about that too.
Remember that?
Yeah. And then obviously we used them for a trade piece. So
It's so weird. The guys that have come through OKC for a year or less, Chris Paul, Kimball Walker, we had Carmelo for a little bit.
yeah.
Paul George was here for a couple years. Al Horford
Al Horford, yep.
for a year. There's another guy. I can't think of his name though.
We've had a lot of stars come through Oklahoma City though.
It's been a weird couple of years.
Yes. 108, 100 now. 8 minutes left. Thunder.
Just lose, guys. Just lose. It's OKC like do good, but this year just not the year.
I know, yeah. The bad thing is it's the lottery is the draft pick. So which is annoying in my opinion, because if you're the worst team, you should have the first pick. But
Right. I mean, I see why they do it,
yeah, no, I totally get it.
but it is frustrating because the NFL, you get a team that goes 0-16, they got the first pick no matter what.
Right, exactly. And last year the Thunder finished like third worst in the league and then ended up getting the 6th pick in the draft. And like in basketball, that's almost like you want the first pick in basketball, obviously.
You know, first pick. Cade Cunningham starts out in the G League, I think.
Really?
I saw, yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the Pistons first game, I didn't see Cade at all.
Really?
I saw something
I
about.
wonder if he's dealing with an injury or something.
I don't know. Yeah,
They're 0-3 to start.
kind of a weird thing having your first overall pick go to the G League.
That's really weird. I guess he is. Maybe they're just trying to develop him. I don't know. That doesn't make much sense to me.
I feel like he developed better playing against NBA guys.
Yeah, he needs the experience.
I feel like he's one of those dudes that play up to the competition.
Yeah, for sure. And he's a baller for sure.
He's good. I don't know. It's weird. Well, video's been a cool minute.
We're back. Talking sports
Better
is
than ever.
back. That's right.
We'll be on episode 100 before we know it.
Let's hope.
So we're going to try to do this every Wednesday as long as we can both make it. If not, we'll get another day.
Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be a lot more active now. Like Alec just said, we'll be every Wednesday. We'll be bringing out new sports content to you and talking about all the sports stuff that goes on during the weekend and the first part of the next week to come. And we'll talk about the next week coming too. So
don't comment about our profile picture. That is from a while ago.
we're going to change that.
Update it by the weekend for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Like Adam said, like, comment, subscribe. If you see it on Twitter, retweet it. Follow us. I need to make a Facebook page. Yeah. Spread the word.
Yep. Last update of Game 2 of the World Series. It's 5-2 Astros in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, looking good.
Still within striking distance. Could have one good inning, but
ideally, you want to keep it within 4 because that's the Grand Slam.
Yes.
But I feel like in the World Series, you want to keep it within 2.
Sure. For sure. You want to keep it close.
If anyone sees this video and you'd like to be on a video, message us. We'll gladly take what's the word I'm looking for?
Guest.
Yes, that's what we'll likely guests from our channel, help grow. Might even be able to be a full-time member if you're good enough. We'll see.
That's right.
Our standards aren't high. So definitely interesting week coming up in college football, NFL, NBA still going on.
And the
Playoff.
World Series, it's always fun. Fun
Yeah.
time of the year when all the sports are going on at the same time.
Hockey started for hockey fans. If you're a hockey fan, come on the show and teach us hockey because we don't know hockey.
We have no idea what's going on.
Like us, that's about it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
All I've got to say is it's good to be back.
It is good to be back. So the videos won't be this long in the future. It's just all the stuff that we've missed in the 18 months off. So yeah, that's it.
Yep. Talking sports out.
Yeah.